Folks at home, it is Friday, November. Oh my God, I'm losing my mind. I was about to say November. It is February the 17th. I think it's 17th. Yeah, Friday night. And we have on the show tonight a very special guest, plural, one of my favorite local bands. Folks at home, we've got Froggy on the show. Morgan, Brooke, and Fiona. How y'all doing tonight?
Good.
So
Good.
good.
So you're the second. You're only the second. I mean, doing the show for a while. You're only the second. This is a weird thing. You're only the second band I've had on the show. The first band was Catbite. I'm sure y'all are familiar with them. Just Brit and Tim. And Catbite is the reason why I discovered Froggy, because there was let's see, a show, actually one of the first shows back from the pandemic. It was at Philomoka, and I think it was summer 21, and you opened for them, and that was the first time, I believe. Yeah, first time I saw you guys, and I believe that was, I'm trying to think. Yeah, that was that was Catbite's album release. But anyway, second band on the show. I would call Froggy the heart and soul of the Philly punk scene. How is that a fair assessment? The heart and soul. I don't know. That's a bit.
I would appreciate it.
Yeah, I would
Maybe-
appreciate it. I don't
It might
know
be a
if
bit-
other people would call us that, but
Yeah,
I was
we
gonna say
like
that
to
might
think.
that might piss some people off. So, but you could take. I mean, you can
Okay.
take. I mean, feel free to take it
I'll
and
take
put it
the
on.
compliment.
Feel
yeah,
free
I'll
to-
take the compliment.
Feel free to take it and put it on merch. I don't know. I'm not going to take any
Yeah.
money, but no. So another weird thing. Like I said, the parallels between you all and Catbite, since the world opened back up. I mean, I go to a lot of shows. Pretty sure, I'm doing the math in my head, I've seen Froggy and Catbite probably more than any band that I've seen. And I mean, really, it's only been a couple years, but let me see. I saw Froggy at let's see, Philomoka, and I believe, Philomoka a few times, Khyber, Pass Pub once, I believe. I think there was that band from.
Mhm.
Who did you guys work with? Who did you guys play with that night? Do you remember at Khyber Pass Pub?
Bull Bush.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it was a great show. That was last year or late year before or something. But I mean, but personally, my favorite venue, and folks at home, listening to this, watching this, is Philomoka. I just, I didn't even know this place existed prior to post pandemic. I mean, I love Philomoka. It's one of my favorite venues. What about you all? What is your favorite venue to do a gig at? You might as well just go
Philomoka.
on.
Definitely Philomoka for sure. Philomoka
Okay.
is like a second home to us.
Yeah.
And we have played there so much that the sound guy has like saved our presets.
Oh, really? That's cool.
But we love it there a lot.
Yeah, no, it's one of my favorite venues. I didn't even, like I said, I didn't go to shows prior to there, so it was all new to me. I used to go to Union Transfer, Electric Fact, Fillmore, all those places, but I love that place. I don't know, but it's kind of like, I know we could even. God, I'm gonna piss people off with these monikers. We could say that Philomoka post pandemic is the house that Froggy built. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, like our first big show was at Philomoka with Catbite, and we were like, oh
Yeah.
my God, this is crazy.
Yeah.
And we've played there like eight. We played there 6 times last year, and then
Oh,
a couple
wow.
before. So like
All right,
at
definitely.
least like 8 times.
Too many.
Yeah, I definitely missed a few of those. Now, Fiona, you are on drums, and awesome work. I love your drumming, and I had heard before you just really wanted to. Was your aspirations always to be a drummer, or did you want to do something else, or was always from day one to be a drummer?
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't even like, oh my God, I love drummers. Like I wanted to play drums. I was like 12, and so I tried playing guitar before and I
Yeah.
sucked at it. So I was like,
Yeah.
and I knew I couldn't sing that well. So I was like, let's just do this one. And it worked
Yeah.
out.
My
So
oh, man, I'm super jealous. My dad was a drummer, and he never taught me shit. So I don't know. I wanted to be, but never got lessons. Should have went for lessons. I don't know, but
yeah, it's fair.
I don't know. If my dad, if you're watching this, there's still time to teach me, so I could compete
Yep.
with Fiona. But Brooke, so this is a memory that I have of you at Philomoka. Was it late last year? I think I want to say late last year. I don't quite remember the month because everything's blurry to me, and my brain is fried. But you at one point last year at Philomoka, we're talking about Philomoka. You played a song or two with your dad, I think, on stage, and I was there that night. So, and I'm friends with your dad on social media or Instagram. Tell us what that was like. Was that? I mean, be honest. Did that give you did it give you anxiety or was it awesome? You could be, how did that make you feel?
So my dad is sadly not in that band anymore, so we
Okay,
knew this
okay.
was one of his like
Right.
last shows with them. But
Yeah.
also one of my best friends, Adam, plays drums in that band. So
Okay.
it was just kind of awesome because first of all, I got to sing a Blink-182 song, and second
Yeah.
of all, it was like my best friend and my dad, and it was just so much fun. I was
Yeah,
really
yeah.
anxious, but like I studied Blink-182 like the back of my hand, so it was like
Right.
it was just so much fun.
So good.
Yeah, I can imagine. It was I know I can't imagine what that felt like, but that was a great night for sure. Yeah, no, let me see, yesterday. Yeah, yesterday. I had listened to it before, Morgan, but I was just front to back listening to Harmburger and just awesome work, just amazing work. Folks at home who are seeing Froggy for the first time, it's their first full length album. And it is awesome. It's available on Bandcamp. You could listen to it on Spotify, wherever you stream your stuff. There's the videos and the audio videos are on YouTube. And congratulations, Morgan. Midwest Emo Scum was stuck in my head all day at work, so I couldn't get out of my. It's not a bad thing. It's not really a bad thing. Morgan, are there any literal Midwest Emo Scum who are pissed off at Froggy for that?
Well, Brooke actually wrote those lyrics.
Oh, Brooke, you wrote that? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Then they are out
The
there.
guy
Yeah.
the guy it was about was very shocked and like kind of freaked out to say the least, but like he deserved it. So he asked me about it and I was just like, yeah, it's about you. Like, I'm so sorry. I was like, I don't care.
Don't care. We
don't care.
Oh yeah, he had it coming, so deal with it.
Whatever we did.
I mean, he should honestly, he should be honored, to have a song, written after. She should take it as an honor, honestly. So that's what I think. But so you guys, like I was saying, you guys, one thing I really like about Froggy is you're not ashamed to call yourselves a punk rock band. Riot Girl as well, of course, but especially a band so young. I'm curious to find out. I have two younger brothers. I got that. Well, more so Justin, my younger brother Justin. I got him into punk rock. I didn't have anybody to get me into it, so I had to rely on mainstream bands. I always say like my gateway drug into punk rock was a certain band called Green Day, and everybody familiar with them. And then from Green Day, it went to Rancid. From Rancid, it went to everybody else and Under the Sun. So I'm curious, like, how did you all get into not so much playing in a band, but how did you all get into the specific punk rock itself? So whoever wants to go, I guess Morgan, go first.
So yeah, I actually started with Green Day too.
Oh, cool.
My
Yeah.
parents, yeah, my parents are really into just a lot of different genres of rock. I was like, oh my God, Green Day's so cool. I
Mhm.
really want to play guitar. And like later on in my life, I was like, wow, that's embarrassing. But you know what?
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
not embarrassing now. There's you know, we there's so much stuff about Green Day we could go into, but I won't get into it.
Yeah, yeah.
I think it's pretty cool that I started there. And I really wanted to play guitar after that. And then I started learning as I was going along and also going to music school or rock school specifically. I was like, oh, what can I play that's easy?
Right.
And it was punk. I mean, punk, there's a lot of simple riffs in punk, which I think is awesome, especially for beginner musicians.
Right. Mm-hmm.
But in the end, overall, I really just love the raw energy of punk. Like, you don't have to be a great musician. You don't have to know too much. You just have to have the energy and you have to be there. And that's all that matters. And that really speaks to me. So,
well, I think I had heard you say before, and I mean, and this is why I know that you get it. And I don't want to diminish the musical value, because if there's bands that, can't play, I mean, you have to deliver, but really the main foundation of punk is the energy and the message and behind it. So I think you all get that,
yeah.
So that's really it. But Brooke, I wanted to ask you, because I noticed had a I believe it was a baby Milo tattoo. I was there. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, you had it on cue. We rehearsed this. There it is, right there. So so you have that. So clearly, I'm gonna guess maybe your pops got you into it, or maybe you discovered on your own. I don't know. How did you get into? How did you get into it?
So I was basically raised on bands like The Descendants, MXPX, NoFX, stuff like that. I have a NoFX tattoo too. But we get into that another time. And but I just remember my dad and my mom, but mostly my dad raising me on that stuff. And my dad has like a little Milo tattoo. So
cool.
I wanted to get one. And yeah, they really inspired me so much. And back when I had a podcast, I had the privilege of interviewing Bill Stevenson on it, their drummer, and he was such a nice guy to me. Like, and then we got the Blasting Room, his company, to master our album, which was it just felt so awesome to be connected to like basically my heroes.
Yeah, I can't imagine. I mean, especially, as you all progress and grow as a band. I mean, the natural progression. I mean, Catbite is doing it right now. It's a perfect example. Is like you're going to end up opening for bands that you were listening to just like a short while ago, and it's going to be surreal. I know there's a hardcore band. I'm not really into Limp Bizkit, but just a perfect example. Scowl is a hardcore band, and they recently last year opened up for Limp Bizkit, and it was it's surreal when a band like that takes you and is asked you. I'm sure it's going to happen for you guys. Fiona, how did you get into punk rock? Was that really your inspiration, or did you like all kinds of genres, or was it specifically punk? And if so, how did you get into it?
Yeah, I mean, well, my dad's a guitar player, so cool. Everything's always been super musical in my family, but definitely like both of my parents like some certain kinds of punk music. I have an aunt that's like super like classic New York punk person.
Oh man, so, I'm jealous. I never had anybody in my family like that. That's pretty rad.
Yeah. But yeah, like when I was 12, I feel like there's a lot of kids I know. Like when I was 12, I found Green Day, and they're like my favorite band ever. And I saw Green Day. I think me and Morgan were like at the same show even. We didn't even know. And that was like awesome. And then I don't know. It kind of went from there. When I started playing drums too, like I was always told like I should be hitting harder. I was really shy and stuff. And so I think I got encouraged to listen to harder music and stuff just so that I could hit harder.
Yeah, right.
Be more loud and confident and stuff. So yeah, for sure.
Well, you're a great drummer, and I specifically love the intro, like towards the intro to I think it's Jimmy's song. I love that. I love that. I love the drumming on that. That's one of my favorite parts.
Thanks.
So before we get to the next thing, I gotta make y'all jealous since we were talking about Green Day. So summer 2018, I jumped on it like within like 5 seconds. As soon as I heard he was doing the show. So Billy Joe did a show in the church basement with his side band, the Long Shot, I think it was. Yeah, Long Shot. And got the tickets, and unbelievably was pretty close. Shout out to my friend Jordan, who stood in line for a long time until I got there. But I gave her
Jordan.
I got 2 tickets, so I was like, all right. So that was amazing. There's video. I should put the link in the description for anybody who wants to check that out. I took video that night. So if anyone wants to check that out, that was probably one of the greatest nights of my life. Certainly one of the best shows I've ever been to. In the church, if folks at home, you don't know what I'm talking about, First Unitarian Church. It's a very famous venue. Oh my God, it is downstairs. Well, actually, not so much. Last year, I saw Jeff Rosenstock upstairs in the literal church, but most of the time the shows are downstairs. Check any R5 show there because I love the church. Anyway, I'd be remiss. I know you all are sick of talking about this, but I have some people watching this who are seeing you for the first time. So tell us about the progression. Getting some feedback. You got it. All right. Tell us about the what exactly happened with that 7-Eleven Nachos song and how ultimately it wound up being heard by, I believe, Kevin Smith, who wanted it to be played in Clerks 3, which I saw. What exactly happened there? Oh, and you got sponsored, right, by 7-Eleven. So I know you've told us before, but we got to, we have to. So if any of you want to take the honors and talk about the 7-Eleven Nacho song, I would be very happy with that. So
I'll do it.
All right, go ahead. All right. Brooke is taking this. Okay, thank you, Brooke.
So I wrote the song off like an impulse because we used to walk to 7-Eleven after practice because there's one in walking distance of Fiona's, and we were all just like sitting around one day, and like I just wrote it, and I was like. And we had our very first, very, very small show coming up. And I was just like, yo, guys, I wrote this thing. We should play it at our show. And they were like, okay. And then I remember Fiona's mom specifically really liked it. So we were like, we got a good thing here.
Yeah.
And we filmed like a janky little music video for it on Fiona's phone.
Right.
We got a message from this guy who was like, I'm part of 7-Eleven's marketing team. Like, we want to make a video for you. And he was like, and this isn't a scam, I promise.
And we were like, oh, it's a scam. It's
Like, That's what I would have thought at first.
Exactly. And we slowly started working with them. It was like a February to July process. Like, it was like a long process. But we had an amazing team of people from like New York and LA that like all came out to like do this for us. And it was just so amazing. Like, we'll never forget it. And then a bunch of crazy famous people saw it. And now we have all these cool famous friends. Like, we got Nikki Sixx, we got
holy shit.
Frank Ayero
ridiculous
from My
actually.
Chemical Romance. And then Kevin Smith was like, I need songs for my new Clerks movie. And by then we were kind of buddy with Preston and Steve, and they kind of were like, hey, you should put Froggy's song in there. And we didn't think anything would happen, but he shot us an email and was like, I want to put your song in my movie. And we were just like, holy crap.
Oh, wow. So Preston and Steve, because I know you were on their show, Preston and Steve were responsible for exposing that song to Kevin Smith, or did they? Okay, oh wow, I didn't know that. Okay, cool.
They're the nicest guys ever. Like, we love them so much.
Yeah, you were doing the I think I saw you were on a couple times. I know Camp Out for Hunger, and 2021 I think it was, and then you've been on the show before promoting talk talking and promoting stuff. And I don't know. I think that's great exposure. Those guys are awesome. And to me, I mean, right now anyway, they're the biggest Philly radio personalities you could find. So to get that exposure on there is priceless. But I'm curious myself. It's like I don't know when this song I dug the song, of course, but you got to think in the back of your head when it like in 5 years, are you still going to be playing that song at live, or is it going to follow you in 5 years, or in 5 years is it just going to kind of like gradually fade away? What is your opinion? Like Fiona, what do you think? Do you think it'll still be a Froggy mainstay in 5 years, or is it going to just gradually like fade away like the ocean currents?
I mean, I don't see it fading away, if I'm being honest. I feel like it's like our people pleaser song. Like we don't always feel like playing it, but like it is pretty fun. Like the ending of the song is pretty fun to play. I think it's pretty awesome. But yeah, we're always like, I guess we gotta put this one last or whatever. But
well, I mean, it is like I think you hit the nail on the head. It is the people pleaser song, but that doesn't diminish the other songs. And you're going to be over the years as you progress as a band, you're going to be writing different songs. I hate to use the word better songs because I love the song, honestly, but
more meaningful songs.
Yeah, that's what I mean. More meaningful, lyrically written songs. That's what I mean. But I think that's the song that brought you to the it's sentimental. So I think you're gonna be playing it. Y'all will be playing it when you're 80. You'll be like the Golden Girls playing it.
Oh my
God. You'll change the lyrics though. Then instead of 7-Eleven nachos, it'll be 7-Eleven. Let's see. What about 7-Eleven Werther's original candies?
That's good.
So yeah. I don't want to tell you guys. Oh, you are playing soon, I think. Let's see. March 25th back at have y'all ever played at Yuki Club before?
Yeah.
You have. I haven't seen
Hornberger record release was there.
Okay, I didn't know that. I wasn't at that one. So folks at home, they have a show coming up March 25th. Maz's birthday. So this guy, Maz Cardone, who is a really cool dude, his birthday show. He loves dogs, takes care of dogs. And there are about 4 or 5 different bands on the show. And I think that's coming up March 25th. I'm going to try to make that for sure. That's going to be a great show. And also, I believe you all have told about, you've already booked for Camp Pennsylvania coming up in
oh yeah.
Yeah, tell us about that. I'm not too familiar with it. Is that an outdoor festival or is that's an outdoor show?
Yeah.
Okay.
So basically it started I think it was 2021 that it started.
Okay.
But it was basically to bring like local punk to all in the one festival.
Right.
So it started in just kind of in the middle of nowhere in Pennsylvania at some campsite, and it grew, and now it's like there's vendors. It's just this whole big event, and it's awesome. And we were there from the start, and this is our 3rd year playing, so we love.
Awesome!
It's very fun.
It's so awesome. It's the best because like I remember like we got the invitation to play the first one in January of 2021, which was like not that much after we started like doing shows and stuff. So we're like, we're playing a festival. That's crazy.
And also that was before we even put out like our first EP. I think we had 2 singles out, but like it was just 2 singles, and they invited us, and we were like, oh my God, this is awesome.
That was amazing.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So, yeah, we're so grateful.
This year, the Suicide Machines and Bad Cop are playing, and so many other bands, but
amazing.
Suicide Machines and Bad Cop, like I love the people in those bands so much. We played with Bad Cop like last year, and they're just the sweetest people ever.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Shout out to Jenny from Bad Cop, and oh gosh, what's that other girls now? Well, I met them at the. This is a good segue. I met them, God, about 5 years ago, 5, 6 years ago at the Warp Tour. Probably one of the I think it was the last Warp Tour they ever had. Well, not the one in Atlantic City, the one in Camden. And yeah, they're super nice. And of course Jay from Suicide Machines. He's a really nice dude, and God, that's going to be awesome. How far of a drive from like Philly is that is the location of Camp Punksylvania? How far of a trek is that?
Like 2 hours.
Oh, that's not that bad. It's not
like
that
a
bad.
drive to the Jersey Shore, or maybe it's like maybe 2.5 hours. It's something like that.
Yeah, it's like driving to North Jersey.
God, the first one was like 4.5 hours away or something.
Yeah,
it was
location.
Seriously in the middle of
different
nowhere.
location. Oh, I didn't know that. I thought it was like at the same location every year. It's different. Okay.
I think they're doing the same one as last year because it was awesome. They're probably going to keep doing it. It's in Scranton.
Yeah.
Oh my God, the first one was lit like in the middle of like the
Artemis,
woods.
PA.
Like it was like a witch cult farm. Like I'm not even joking. Like it held that, and it was freaky. Cold, but it was in the middle of nowhere, and that's just a little scary.
That's slightly off-putting. That could be probably better. Yeah, well, it is September. I was saying that would be probably better to do it in October and do like a Halloween scare the shit out of people. Oh my God. Could do a haunted trail with it. Yeah.
I just remember we went into the forest at night, like the three of us, and we were just scary. Like, there was like mannequins in the forest with like nothing on them, and we were like, we gotta get out of here, bro.
Yeah, I was like, guys, can we turn around? Can we turn around? Can we go back now, please?
No cell phone service, I'm sure.
No,
that's exactly right. Yeah, exactly how it is. That's how it is at a couple festivals. But speaking of that, that's another thing I wanted to ask y'all about was and I know just your taste, my taste. We love the bands that are working this show this year, and I think it's in May. But I would love to know your take. What is your opinion on this adjacent festival coming up? And not so much the bands, because I love the bands. A lot of the bands are my favorite. You got Jeff Rosenstock playing it. I think Madigan Pussy's playing it, I'm pretty sure. A lot of great bands. But what is your opinion on big ass festivals like this that are expensive as hell? I mean, the festival itself is going to be awesome, but I just want your take as a local punk band in the scene. What do y'all think of adjacent festival and festivals like that?
I think it's cool because the lineups are great. I've never been to anything like that personally. But yeah, it's so expensive. And if you're the type of person who wants to to hold on for dear life in a certain spot in the crowd for 8 hours and not pee, drink, eat, that's awesome, but I cannot do that at all. So the idea is nice, but and I would love to see all these bands, especially in Adjacent Fest, but not for me personally.
I mean, I just want to cut in real quick. Like Warp Tour used to be like, I think $50. So yeah, it's a little different. Yeah. So Brooke, what's your take on this?
I'm mad because they never invite us, first of all.
Yeah, right? They need to book you. Next year, you're going to be booked for sure.
Like, next year, like, I cannot afford to get Blink-182 tickets for their tour or for Adjacent Festival. So I'm like, they need to just, like, invite us.
Yeah. No, that's like the hack. Like, if you're playing the show, you don't have to get in. You're already there.
Yeah,
that's like I don't have to pay to see the Suicide Machines because we'll just play with them at Camp Punk.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm really scared of like being in a ginormous crowd. That's like my biggest turnoff of big festivals. Just being surrounded by so many people. Like, what are you gonna do? Like, I don't know. It freaks me out the most.
Yeah, I don't know. It's definitely brings on anxiety, but at the same time, it's like I'm so conflicted about this because of the price, what you just said, Fiona, about the crowds. but the lineup is so sick. It's ridiculous. It's like it's almost like it has like it puts blinders on you. It's like, oh my God, I have to be there somehow. And I sneak on the beach, somehow because I don't want to pay whatever the hell it is for 2 days. So it was ridiculous. When I saw it, I can't remember when I saw it, my jaw dropped. I'm like, oh my God, I'm just gonna wait for each band to do their own show and pay because it's ridiculous. But I mean, I'm sure it'll do well. And that's no disrespect. When I posted about this on social media, and I prefaced it by saying this is no disrespect for any of the bands playing it because I get it. And I would, if I would, you guys, if you ever get offered that, take it in a heartbeat. It has nothing to do with the bands. Just little crazy price for my taste. But yeah. So let's go off course a little bit, and I want to ask Froggy a couple different random questions tonight. So what kind of movies does Froggy watch when they are not on stage? What kind of movies are you three into? Are you into comedy? I mean, press pause right there. When I heard your song in Clerks 3, I marked out. I was very happy to hear it, and that's the one scene that they played. They played it, so that was super cool. I do love comedies. Clerks is an indie the original Clerks was an indie comedy. What kind of movies are you all three into, and what are your favorites? Morgan, what's your favorite? Morgan, give me Morgan, give me a handful of your favorite movies.
That's hard. I feel like it's hard to explain, but I feel like I haven't watched as many movies recently, because of just like I don't have time to like watch movies all the way.
No, and I don't blame you, especially no ones. Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah, but some of my favorite movies, recently, a movie that came out recently is Marcel the Shell. As it's a kid's movie, but I found it awesome because it was like this cute little stop motion film.
Yeah.
I thought that was fun. I also really liked Baby Driver. I don't know if anyone remembers that. That was fun, but I just kind of watch whatever. I love Ghibli movies. Yeah, there's a lot of classics I've grown up with, and I've recently haven't been able to pinpoint any. But that's kind of what I go for. I also have my comfort shows that I just watch on repeat over and over again.
Oh yeah, I have them. I just put them on at night to fall asleep to. Then all the time. Yeah. Brooke, how about your favorite flicks?
Oh God, this is gonna sound concerning, but
no, trust me. I've had the people from Terrifier on the show before.
Oh my God.
House of 1,000 Corpses.
There we go. Sit. Oh my God. I have to show you something. Oh, look at this right next to me. Here's Bill Mosley right here. Bill.
He's my celebrity crush, bro.
Yeah. Shout out. Yeah. So sorry for cutting you off. I had to show you that.
Oh, good. So that Texas Chainsaw Massacre 1 and 2, and then I really like Frank Zappa's art movie 200 Motels. That's a good movie.
Okay.
It's really, 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 really weird art movie. I had all my friends over. I think Morgan and Fiona were there to my house once, and I made them watch it, and everybody was just like, "What the fuck is this?"
Yeah,
but yeah,
that's cool. Yeah. No, but I love. I met him 3 times, and Brooke, you're gonna know this is Captain Spaulding, Sid Haig, and I met him 3 times before he passed away. And God, was that guy nice. Oh my God. He made everybody, I like to have this phrase about Sid is he made everybody feel like somebody, like even if you didn't even know him, he was so nice. I met him in Cherry Hill, and super nice guy. Fiona, what are your favorite movies or genre that you're into?
I really like ridiculous movies. I would say like I love Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Oh yeah, classic, right? Yeah, for sure.
And like the first Clerks, like it's just like silly and like like Scott Pilgrim, like I don't know, most movies that like don't have a plot or like have a plot that's impossible to explain, like I will love that movie.
You know, you say Scott Pilgrim, a movie in that vein that I really dig, and not a lot of people really mention it because it kind of fell under the radar. But Nick and Nora's Infinite Playlist is a really good, really, I don't know if you'd consider it a good movie, but it's just a one of my favorites. So it's a good one with Michael Cera. Yeah, Michael Cera. Okay, speaking of that, you need to check out. What can I show you? All right, I talked to my last second to last guest, Natalie Slater from Chicago. Her and I are the biggest fans of this movie. And I show this really doesn't do it justice. It's just a picture of Thora, but Thora Birch you might know her from Hocus Pocus, but this is Thora Birch, and she is in a movie that I want you three to watch eventually because I think it's going to be your favorite movie, in my opinion. If you haven't seen it yet, maybe you did and you thought it sucked, but I love it. It's my favorite movie. It's called Ghost World. It has nothing to do with ghosts, but is the dark indie comedy / drama with Thora Birch. It's an early Scarlett Johansson. I think it's her first movie. Scarlett Johansson came out in 2001. It's got Steve Buscemi in it, and yeah, you got to check it out. I will guarantee, because it's got it feels like a punk rock kind of vibe to it. If you watch this movie, it might become your favorite movie. So Ghost World, don't forget. And folks at home, I've beat people over the head with this movie so much that they're probably sick of me talking about it, but it is my favorite movie. And if you three have not seen it, you need to go see it. Or no, you need to stream it. Yeah, definitely.
I definitely will.
Yeah, for sure. It's the best. I think you're going to, well, I just guaranteed for sure. Oh, you know what? We talked about Brooke, the Milo tattoo, but recently I think I saw on social media, Morgan, what I think it was an Alice in Chains tribute you got or something like that, right?
Yeah, hold on.
So Alice in Chains, you're like straight up, look how awesome that is.
Yeah. No,
tell us the meaning, tell us what that means to you and what came about, how that came about.
I was in a music program where I would play, learning guitar and then play with other kids as a band.
Yeah.
And I work there now. It's called School of Rock.
Oh, cool.
But this was it was just a really rough time in my life.
Yeah.
And this I was casted on the song, and that was just the first. I mean, I've heard Alice in Chains, but really the first Alice in Chains song I got into, and I think it just significantly. That song was a breakthrough in my guitar playing and just kind of a reminder that everything is eventually okay.
Yeah.
As well as the first song that got me into Alice in Chains. So this song's very special to me. I recently took a trip to New Orleans with Fiona, and we were gonna get tattoos with their aunt. And it was just getting this basic tracing of a sunset with the words would, the song, and she designed this whole thing for me, and I was like, this is everything I could ever want. So awesome. I really love this tattoo. It's very special to me. But yeah, thank you for bringing it up.
Yeah, absolutely. And Alice in Chains, you guys you're straight out the 90s. I mean, that's not a bad thing, those very good time in music. So that's an awesome tattoo you have there. But yeah, so what I wanted to say, you just brought up certain things about being on stage and things like that. We talked about that earlier. Are you all finding it as you play more gigs? Are you finding it easier to more comfortable, I should say, the more shows you do, or do you still get the butterflies, the nervousness? I mean, I know I always get anxiety when I do film stuff. Do you all three still get anxiety or butterflies before you go on stage, or are you getting more comfortable and is more used to performing live in front of people? Who wants to take this? I'm not used to 3 people in the room at this point.
I guess we can just take turns because I'm sure it's for each of us.
Yeah.
For me, well, I've been at least performing a little bit before, which helps, but okay. I think what my thing is, I have diagnosed anxiety, so that's kind of rough.
You and me both.
I used to, I would dissociate when I'd play a show.
Yeah.
Give me 1 second. I'm sorry.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, never mind. We're good.
Sorry.
Sorry. So, I would just kind of dissociate, which, like, it didn't feel real, which was unfortunate because I really wanted to experience it, but like that's how I was comfortable. So eventually, I've been slowly easing myself to not dissociate, and that is a little, hard. And I do get the butterflies when I'm like really focusing on it, but I'd rather feel everything than not.
It's a good way to put it, for sure.
That's my progress, and I think I'm doing pretty well so far. But yeah.
Fiona, how about you?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely gotten easier since I was like a kid and starting to play on stage. And like, I don't know, I always feel more comfortable when I'm like playing for my friends, obviously, but just like having Morgan and Brooke there even just like make it so much more comfortable. But like I do definitely get super nervous if we're doing like bigger things. Obviously, like we went to Boston and played Anti-Fest, and I was definitely like anxious about that one. Also, because like first of all, like the crowd, like no one's ever seen us before because they're all in Boston. And they're all like older people, and like they're to see Anti-Flag, and but it went really well. But definitely like stuff like that for sure.
Definitely. Sorry. Go ahead.
No, I just sorry, Brooke, but I didn't even think of that whole aspect of it, of like when you go on the road to a city that has no clue, that's got to be doubly bring those butterflies. But sorry, Brooke, go ahead.
Oh, good. I think I've always been like a little bit fearless in some aspect, but I definitely agree, like the crowd size will like give me butterflies. Like we played Barbecue last year, and I remember there had to be at least 1,000 people out there.
God,
and I just remember like I had no concept of how many people were out there because we were like chilling in our tent, and the second we got up on stage, I was just like, holy shit. And they were all there to see us because they put us on a little side stage just so we could play at Barbecue, which shout out because that was freaking awesome. But
we'd love to do it again, by the way.
If you're listening, want to do it again. And it was just like, I just remember being like, this is like 1,000 people here to see us. And then I was just like, whoa, oh my gosh.
Yeah, that was crazy because I guess prior to that, were you on the show MMR before that, right? So you kind of promoted it before that, right? So that was there was a lot of people there to specifically see you. That's got to be crazy for sure. More of that to come, I'm sure. But I mean, what would be your ideal, before we get out of here? We got, what time is it right now? Yeah, we're gonna close out pretty soon. But what would be your ideal if you had to think of? Let's see. Yeah, we'll say a band. If you had to say one band, realistically, in the next 3 or couple years that you would love to open up for and gig for, to open up for a show either in Philly or New York or anywhere like that, what would it be, and who would it be? Morgan, who would it be?
I'm sure we all have different, maybe same, maybe different answers.
Yeah.
I would say definitely either L7 or Bikini Kill, because they are a huge inspiration. And we recently saw L7 in October, and they were awesome. And they took we gave them a CD. I was like at the front, I'm like, and when I forget which member took it, but when she took it, I literally like felt myself almost faint because I was just like, oh my god. But we love both of them so much. They're such huge role models, so I would love that. I would.
Wow, L7. That is awesome. I love what was that song? Shit List. It was one of my favorite songs.
Oh my god. A lot.
It was like it was such like a movie moment because like Morgan was like on the stage, and I think it was Danita was like walking off the stage, and then like she like turned around and saw Morgan and was like, oh, and she like grabbed it. It was amazing. We all like freaked out.
My knees got weak. Like I was like, oh my god.
I can't. I can't even imagine. Yeah, but yeah, L7, and yeah, Morgan. I see you in some pictures wearing a Rancid shirt. Like, are you a Rancid fan too, or?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, for sure. Oh, yeah. They're
That would be cool too.
yeah. That'd be pretty crazy. Let's see. I'd go Rancid. Let's see, Rancid, Interrupter. I talked to Catbite about this last when Catbite was on the Tim and Britt were on the show. I was like, yeah, one day you guys are going to open up for Rancid. And I'm saying the same thing to Froggy one day. All right, Brooke, your turn. Brooke, your turn. Go.
Oh my God, I would love to play with the Dead Milkman, and I'm
yeah.
honestly not sure why it hasn't happened yet, because I'm literally like Facebook friends and like on first name basis with all of them. But
oh wow, yeah,
it will happen one day. And then yeah, and also if this is not realistic, but if Black Flag came back with Henry Rollins,
oh my God,
I would want to open for them because he is literally my biggest idol in the whole world.
Yeah, Henry Rollins is awesome. He if you ever listen, not so much, I mean, yes, music, of course, Black Flag, but if you ever listen to that guy talk, like he's just so intelligent. Check out some of the talks he had. I mean, folks at home, RueTV viewers know Tom Green. Check out YouTube, some of the talks he's had with Tom Green when he's on the show. Henry Rollins is a great, good choice.
I saw his spoken word tour last year, and it was like the best day of my life. He's so cool.
Awesome. Was that in Philly or was that in Philly or?
It was in some random place in like Glenside. Maybe it was like the Keswick Theater or something.
Oh, okay.
Brooke,
yeah.
Are you like in front of your Henry Rollins poster right now too?
I wake up next to this every day, bro.
You're ironically in front of the Henry Rollins shirtless poster.
Yeah.
My roommate thought I was talking about her. Sorry. Because I said I wake up next to this every day.
Yeah.
All right, Fiona, you're up.
I would also say Bikini Kill, probably.
Oh, yeah,
we're going to see them in April, and we're not opening for them, but that would be awesome. And like less realistic, Joan Jett and the Blackhearts.
Oh my God, yeah, for sure.
I know she's just like playing stadiums now, but like that would be so sick. I love her.
You never know. I mean, she could. There's a different vibe when you. I'll use. We keep bringing up Green Day, but I'll give a perfect example is Green Day. There's such a different vibe when you see a band in a stadium as opposed to a smaller venue, and maybe down the line, Joan Jett says, "I want to do a normal size venue tour just for hardcore fans," and pack it out. And I don't know. I've always been partial to smaller venues. I kind of avoid like the baseball stadiums, just not my style. Yeah. But yeah, so I'm sure that'll happen. I hope, fingers crossed anyway, that'll happen one day. And yeah, I really hope so. But before we get out of here, what time is it right now? Well, yeah, we gotta scram in a bit. Thanks so much for coming on the show, everybody. It's really been awesome. I really appreciate it. And is there anything that y'all want to plug coming up? Well, I think we kind of already did, but you might as well say it again. And then also any social medias where everybody can find you, because I can guarantee I have people watching this who are seeing Froggy for the first time tonight. So whoever wants to plug away, just plug away.
At Froggy the Band on everything.
I just started using TikTok again. Sorry.
Oh yeah, I gotta get on that. People keep telling me.
The show in March, of course, and we have a huge, exciting thing coming up that we can't announce yet, but you have to stay posted because it's super cool.
Everybody's gonna shit themselves, bro.
Especially if you live outside of Philly. Just saying.
Everybody's gonna shit themselves.
Oh shit! Oh my God! Okay, shit themselves.
And we can't say anything else, but we're really excited about it.
So this is another parallel with you and Catbite. They left me with the same thing. It's like I talked to Britt and Tim in December, and they were like, did their plugs and all that. And then the last thing you said, like, oh, we have something else that we can't talk about, but we're going to announce it soon, and people are going to really love it. So now you're leaving us with an awesome cliffhanger ending to the show. You need to people at home need to be speculating. And you said, I think, Fiona, people who live outside of Philly, you said, right, are going to love this announcement.
That's a secret, though.
All right, we'll keep that. We'll keep it on the DL. If you've stayed with us this entire time, It is 8:52 in the PM. You know about it. Just don't tell people. Don't tell anybody about it.
Don't tell nobody.
We will come after you. We will.
Yeah.
But yeah, so once again, thanks so much for coming on the show, Froggy. And yeah, I just I really appreciate you all, and thank you for just it's so refreshing to see a younger band so into punk and old school punk. It's great. The upward trajectory is going to be ridiculous, and I am excited to see where it takes you in the next 5, 6, 7 years. And yeah, you're all awesome. So thanks so much for coming on the show tonight.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
We're going to sign off, but before we do, for anybody who is pissed off for me calling them the heart and soul of the Philly punk scene, you can deal with it, because yeah, you can just deal with it. And yeah, so just letting you guys. All right, guys, we got to be out of here. Peace. Thanks for tuning in, and we will see everybody next week. Cheers, guys.
Thank you.
Bye. Thank you.